Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Intangibles play a powerful role in attraction. Intangibles. Now, of course, I'm known for body game, but I've said numerous times, more times than I can even talk about. In fact, I've done videos on it. That's just the base. And it's an important base, of course, very powerful bait. But no matter how you build, and even for those who say, well, no, it's just the face and height. Okay, even with that, and hey, women looking at all of that physical stuff, but your intangibles play a part. Now, I'm known, people are talking about like looks, money, and status, MS. But I've talked about before, I haven't talked a long time about, but I said physicality, charisma, and masculinity. Now let's talk about charisma. That's intangible. You can't really see charisma. Maybe you can feel it, but you can't see it. It's not a physical thing. It's that it factor. And it's really all about connection. See, with women, connection is very important. Can they connect to you as a man? Yeah, you can look, hey, you could be tall, handsome, all of that, but what do I always say? A woman will like you until you open your mouth. They will say he was fine until he opened his mouth. And a lot of guys lose out that way. They get the woman over there, but they can't keep the woman because they lack charisma. They can't connect to that woman. And in fact, charisma is so powerful, it can actually draw the woman over. What have I talked about the past couple days? Like women, they are even looking at your physicality and your body language, your facial expressions, even the tone of your voice, trying to get an idea about you. That's part of it. All of those things are intangible. It's intangible. Okay, what are you giving off? What are you giving them? They'll say, yeah, he's giving me this, or he's giving me that. Very important, intangible. And then even more important is masculinity. That's behavior. Because you have men out here who look like action heroes. They look like action heroes, look like they offer central casting and everything, look like action figures. But if something happens where they need to step up as a man, they don't do it. They can't do it. And shoot, in fact, once they open their mouths and their behavior, they might come off as effeminate to the woman. But then you got some guys who look very ordinary, very average, not looking like an action hero, could probably either put on some muscle or lose some weight. Yet when stuff happens, that masculinity takes over. Masculinity, in a word, is action. They can take action. They ain't sitting around waiting for stuff. They take action. Masculinity makes a move. It has to stay busy. It's about movement. It's about a man just doing what he's supposed to do in that moment. That's masculinity. That's it in a nutshell. Yeah, we can add a whole bunch of stuff to it. Shoot, we can do a whole channel on it. I can do that for the rest of the time I decide to be on here for years. And in fact, really, body game is part of masculinity. That's another conversation, though. I've talked about that before. But it's still an intangible thing. It's that energy. Women can feel it, but they can see it. They can take action. Those things attract a woman. And then I'm going to tell you what. Your individual personality is really intangible. And even if you don't have that super charisma, and honestly, even if you ain't as overly as masculine, you still got to connect. Your personality got to connect to the woman, but that's still intangible. That's not something that they can see. Even with reading your body or something, yeah, they can maybe get some ideas, but they still got to interact with you. They still got to interact with you to get the full picture. And then you talk about, because it's not even just in your actions, but what is it that you like to do? What are your interactions? Are you introverted? Hey, you can't tell if somebody's introverted. Even if they move a certain way, ultimately they still got to deal with you, right? Or are you introverted? If you extroverted, introverted, ambivert, whatever, what kind of temperament you have? You cool and calm, or you got a fiery personality? Are you Do you have a victim mentality? Are you clingy? Are you controlling? Are you cold-blooded? All of those play a powerful role, because then it depends on what within the woman that she likes. Now, some guys always will say, well, nah, just do it for yourself, do it for yourself. Okay, yeah, but if you want to mate, they still got to cooperate with it. So they still got to click with you if you want to mate. If you don't want to mate, well, go check out my other channels then. You know, show my money channel some more love or something. Show my deep thought channel, come on there and philosophize with me. But it's those intangibles. It's those intangibles. Like your physicality, or even if you put how you look like, if you look like you got money and they even know you have status, okay, that gets them over there. That's very important. That gets them over there, but you still got to click with them. And it's still those little things, those intangible things. Indeed, many of man has been on a date with a woman. You know, she thought he was attractive and they got along initially, but then he said or did the wrong thing. And then she don't want to deal with him. And then on other occasions, and men, any smart man has done this. Let me twist it around so men would understand it. How often have you been out with a woman and she had all this stuff going on for her at first? Hell, the sex was good at first. But then you found out she got some personality things with her that you really can't compromise with, can't live with. You know, it could be her politics, her religion, just how she goes through life. Like a common one, I've talked about this on my money channel. You get some men who have a wealth consciousness. They think in terms of making their whole consciousness, they think in terms of money. What if she has a poverty consciousness? Those are both intangibles. Yeah, she look good. She might be a cooperative initially, but when it get down to it, y'all could have some problems because, okay, you thinking in terms of making money. She's thinking in terms of lack of money. And trust me, it's a big difference in those consciousnesses. Very big difference. But those are intangibles. And this is very important to understand. Very, very, very important. So you got to think about it. Think about it. Yeah, you want to work on your outer appearance and everything. Because, yeah, that still counts. That counts very much. That gets them over there. That'll get them to stop. But then what is up with your personality? Like if you're having trouble with women, yes, you want to look at your physical side. Yeah, you want to improve and everything. But what's up with your mindset? And then what type of women you're meeting. And even then, it might not even be necessarily wrong, anything wrong with your mindset. Your mindset just doesn't click with hers. In fact, that's the most common thing. Y'all just don't click. Ain't nothing wrong with her. Y'all just got, your mindsets are just not where it should be. They're not on the same vibration. They're not harmonizing. But that's still an intangible thing. I want y'all to really think about that. I want you to think about that. Indeed, the mindset is so powerful. I've even said, even body game affects your mindset. Because I say it gives you discipline, willpower, and all of that. And then if you're healthy, you think better. You don't have the stress. You're not dealing with the stress of things. But it's still mindset, and it's still intangible. I want y'all to really think hard about everything I just said, all right? And I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.